Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 7 o'clock live. I'm excited about tonight's special guest, Miss Dixon. And I see that we have Kennedy and Datavion who have already joined us. And I hope we have some more, but I'm going to turn this over to Miss Bryant-Dixon and let her. You can give a little introduction if you want, just in case we have other families who aren't Marshall families join. And then you can go right into your book.
All right, my name is Miss Bryant-Dixon, and I'm the art teacher at Marshall Elementary. And so we have a special guest today. Our special guest today is Alina, the Superwoman. Say hello.
Hello.
And I also am wearing a special shirt that says "Reading is our superpower." So we're going to have a super fun read aloud today. So one thing that we want to remember is reading is our what, Alina?
Superpower.
Superpower. Very good. All right, have a seat. All right, so our story today is the three little super pigs, once upon a time. And this story is written by Claire Evans. Now, I'm pretty sure you have heard the story, The Three Little Pigs, but this one has a little different twist. So think about the twist that is in this particular story. I also want you to think about maybe some new words that you've never heard as we're reading the story. The Three Little Super Pigs, Once Upon a Time, written and illustrated by Claire Evans. Once upon a time, there were three little pigs. They dreamed of becoming superheroes. In fact, they were so obsessed that their family house became cluttered with all of their superpower collections. So one day, Mother Pig told her little superheroes it was time to find their own homes, and she waved goodbye. They walked for hours, crossing dangerous rivers and climbing steep cliffs, until finally they arrived at their destination, Fairyland. After an exhausting trip, the pigs decided to set up camp for the night and build their new homes in the morning. While toasting marshmallows in their superhero costumes, the pigs met a new friend, Little Red Riding Hood. She warned them about the big bad wolf who's been terrorizing Fairyland. The wolf had kidnapped Mary's lamb and stolen sheep's clothing. He'd even been disguising himself as different grandmas and stolen their clothing. The pigs were warned to be on their guard. The next morning, two of the pigs were desperate to play superheroes with their new friends. So they built their houses as quickly as possible. The first little pig chose straw to build his house, and he gathered all he could find. The second little pig chose to build his house out of sticks, and he collected them from high and low. And in no time at all, their new homes were ready. While his two brothers were having fun, the third little pig was patiently building his house out of bricks. He wanted to make sure it was strong and sturdy, so he worked very hard. Finally, all three houses were ready, and the pigs were very happy in their new homes. Suddenly, the first little pig was startled by a terrible growl outside his window. It was the big bad wolf. Little pig, let me come in, he cried. Do y'all think he should let him in?
No.
Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin, squealed the panicked pig. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in, growled the wolf. Whoosh! And with one puff, he blew the house in. The first little pig ran for cover to his brother's house of sticks. Little pig, let me come in, bellowed the wolf. Not by the hairs on my what, Lena? Chinny chin chin, cried the pigs. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. So he huffed and he puffed and whoosh! He blew the stick house in. Dodging the flying sticks and falling debris, the two little pigs ran as quickly as they could to their brother's house of bricks. Narrowly escaping the nasty wolf, he was getting very angry and very hungry. Little pigs, let me come in, demanded the wolf. Not by the hairs on my chinny chin chin, the pigs replied. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in, screamed the wolf. So he huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed, but the brick house would not blow in. The wolf was furious. Suddenly, the pigs were startled by a loud clanging noise from outside. The cunning big bad wolf had made another plan to climb onto the roof and sneak down the chimney. Oh, that's a sneaky wolf, I tell you. Two of the pigs started to panic, but the third little pig had a super plan. He had been boiling a pan of water on the fire all along. So as the wolf came hurling down the chimney, he fell bottom first into the bubbling hot pan. With a piercing shriek, he jumped out of the water and straight into the pig's neck. The big bad wolf was defeated. The pigs waved goodbye to the silly old wolf as he was carted off to prison. With fairyland safe at last, the pigs' dreams of becoming real superheroes had finally come true as the whole town cheered their special new name. Hooray for the three little super pigs. The end. So I hope you enjoyed that story. You probably can find it at your local library. Can anyone tell me some of the characters that were in the story that you weren't used to hearing in the Three Little Pigs story?
I'm a big bat.
So I see Prajwala, you've joined us. Let's interact for a little while. Who are some of the characters, some of the unique characters in this version of the Three Little Pigs? I'll type that question and post it. Three Little Super Pigs. Is that right? Did I get the title right?
Yes, the three little super pigs once upon a time.
Tavion, I see you're thinking. I know one off the top of my head. Let's say I might take someone's answer, but the police in the end of the story, I didn't expect that. And that was this. So the super pigs, that's from Datavion. He said the super pigs, yeah, they are different from the original.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I said, who else was on? I know Kennedy.
Think about maybe some of the people that they met along their trip to building their house.
And Datavion also said the policeman. Who were some of the other characters? Some of the unique characters who are in this story, but aren't in the original Three Little Pigs story. Let's see, we'll give some think time. I should have had some music. Do 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 do. Yeah, take it up. All right, no other responses? So I think we have some shy viewers, or they may not be logged in. Some of the in order to comment, you do have to be logged in.
Okay. Well,
so they may not be logged in.
The characters that was different, and you may have heard about this person in a different fairy tale, is Little Red Riding Hood.
Mm-hmm.
That was a character that was different in the story that was added to this particular version. And another character that they mentioned was Mary, and they talked about her with her little lambs.
Mm-hmm.
And then how they stole the sheep's clothing. That's another story, fairy tale, that involves a big bad wolf. And then we have these funny grandmas here where he stole their clothing. Can anybody tell me what story the grandmas would have been in, or one of the grandmas might have been in? A fairy tale?
I'm with Lena.
Well, the grandmas were in Little Red Riding Hood. Remember the clothes? You knew that? Oh.
Because I watched it.
Because you watched it. So, yes. So the grandmas would have been in the Little Red Riding Hood story. Mm-hmm. Were there any new words that you may have heard and you may not have known the meaning of?
I see Prajwala and Kennedy. I think there's probably a little delay also, but Prajwala and Kennedy also commented that the grandmas were from Red Riding Hood. So anyone watching, did you hear any new words in there? Some words that you may not have heard before? This is where I need the music again. Terrorizing. That's from Prajwal. You can see the comments on your end also, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. Any other words?
Nope. So is that a word that we need to clarify what it means, or were you able to figure it out from the story, Prajwala?
Anyone who's joining us right now, we're talking about some of the vocabulary that was in the story. And so students are commenting on some words that they heard that may be new to them, or some words that just stood out to them. Okay, so she said she was able to figure that out.
Okay.
Context clues.
But for others who may not have, terrorizing would mean that he was trying to scare them So that would be another alternate meaning for the word terrorize.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, thank you, Miss Dixon, for sharing that story with us and for giving us the questions. This is one that we can definitely go back and look through. Anyone who's joined us after the reading, I would story. And one of the questions that Ms. Bryant-Dixon posed at the beginning was a compare contrast question. How is this story of the three superhero pigs alike, and how is it different from the original version of the Three Little Pigs story? So if you're just joining us for the discussion part, I do encourage you to go back, watch the replay, and have that conversation with your child or children who may be watching. But thank you so much, Ms. Dixon, for sharing that story with us. And thank you to everyone who joined us tonight. We appreciate it. You all have a good night and stay safe.
Bye.